All right, let's take a look at the project for this section, and this is project 3A. They're asking us on this part of the project to fill out this form. Now remember, you want to go ahead and save to your computer, save the document to your computer, and then as you go each step, just open it back up, complete the next page, keep saving it so when you get to the point where you're supposed to turn it in, you have all of your work saved and done, and you're ready to submit for grading. And you'll do that in lesson 15. You'll be submitting it for grading. So you'll have a few steps along the way. Right now, let's just work on the page they have you working on in this lesson, lesson 12. They want us to fill in the missing amounts on this spreadsheet. Now notice this is a selling price using the markup based on the selling price. They're giving us an item. In this first one, what do we have? We have the item, we have the cost of the item, we have the markup, the percent markup that we want based on the selling price. They want the complement of that, and then they want the actual selling price. And down here at the bottom, they give you a little hint. Remember, the selling price is the cost divided by the complement of the markup rate, which is why we have the cost and these markup rates here. So let's talk about our first blank right here, the complement of our markup rate. Remember, it's what's left over of the 100%. So for this first one, you just subtract your markup rate from 100. 100% minus 28% is 72%. So here I would put 72%. Then we have to calculate the selling price. We're going to use our formula. Our formula said that our selling price is the cost. In this case, our cost was $78.69, divided by the complement of our markup rate. That was 72%, but remember, you have to change your percent to a decimal before calculating. So you would take that 72% and move the decimal 2 places to the left. So we're going to be dividing by 0.72. So we take $78.69 divided by 0.72, and we get $109.29, and I would just type that in right here. Now please don't put the same numbers that I'm putting, because I did change the numbers. The purpose of this video is to show you how to find each part and not necessarily just give you the answers. Okay, so make sure you do the work on your own paper, because it has different numbers than I have here. Okay, we have another one that wants the same things. We're given the cost, we're given the percent markup, we're asked to find the complement and then the selling price. So again, the complement is whatever percent is left over. The markup rate is 30%, the complement to that, we subtract from 100%, and we find 70% would be the complement rate. Then we're supposed to find the selling price. Again, we use the formula we have right down here in their hint. You take the cost, which in this case was $85. Right here was our cost. And you divide it by the complement rate. Remember to move the decimal on that 2 places to the left. So for 70%, move the decimal 2 places to the left, and we get 0.7. which is $121.43. So our selling price would be $121.43. Okay, notice line 3. Line 3, you do exactly the same way. I'm going to get a clean sheet here. So we did lines 1 and 2 already. Let's take a look at line 3. Again, we have the cost and the percent markup. We need to find the complement markup rate. We take 100 minus 20 is 80%. So our complement markup rate is 80%. Then we find the selling price. The selling price is our cost of $89.50. Divide that by the complement markup rate, which is 0.8. Again, notice I changed my percent to a decimal so that I could use it. And when I divide that, I get $111.88. We round to the nearest cent always, unless told otherwise. So that fills us out with line 3. Lines 4 and 5 have a little different information in them. Line 4, we need to find the markup rate when we're given the complement. That's pretty easy to do. Together, these two should add up to 100. So if you have the complement, to find the original rate, you do exactly the same thing. You just take your rate and subtract from 100, because together they should make up 100. So 74 and 26 make up 100. So that would be my markup based on selling price when my complement is 74%. Okay, and we just have that one last line left. We get one more clean sheet to do that on. And let's find, we are asked to find the cost when we know the markup based on the selling price, we know the complement, and we know the selling price. Okay, so here's the hint that they gave us, that the selling price is the cost divided by the complement. But this time we're trying to find the cost. So instead of dividing, what we're going to have is the cost is using multiplication. It's the selling price times the complement of the markup rate. Okay, so this is the formula you'll use for that last line. We're finding the cost instead, and so it's just like solving an equation. Instead of dividing, you do the opposite and multiply to move it over there so that you have cost by itself. So we take the selling price, which they told us down here was $42.65, multiply by the complement of our markup rate. Here's the complement of our markup rate. It was said was 75%. Our markup was 25. The complement of that is 75. Move the decimal 2 places to the left to put it in decimal form, and then just multiply. So we have 42.65 times 0.75. We get $31.99. So the cost for this item is $31.99.